Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and there you go. There are the last chimes I'm going to hear from this truck. Yeah, that's right. It's time to sell. So, in this video, let me tell you what I got here. I have a 2021 F-150 PowerBoost. We'll talk about what this is, the packages I have, that kind of stuff. We'll talk about why the hell I'm selling it after only really 8 months of ownership. I'll tell you my business reasons for buying it, my personal reasons, all that kind of stuff wrapped into one. And we'll talk about where I sold it to, and we'll talk about whether or not I made a profit, and what my plan was from the business standpoint, and whether or not I made a profit. Lots of good information coming in this video. If you've ever been curious about selling a truck right away, this is probably a video for you, and I'll definitely give you my final thoughts on this 2021 F-150, the PowerBoost, the hybrid, all that kind of stuff, because, yeah, I think that's what you guys have been waiting for, right? This video. I've been waiting for it. I'm excited to do it. Let's go ahead and get to this right now. All right, let's go ahead and talk about what we have in this truck. So this is a 2021 Ford F-150 PowerBoost. If you've never seen the truck before in the channel, I've had 30-some videos on this truck. I have a bunch of buttons and stuff over there, adjustable pedals. I do see it kicked on. It's been sitting here off. I got about 21 miles per gallon here on this trip, and that's been about average. I've done some, oh goodness, I've hypermiled this truck, and I got like 29 miles per gallon. I drove it fast I could to Cheyenne and back, got like 18. When I drove it up from Michigan, I got like 17, but that was in the middle of winter with a snowstorm. I mean, so I've gotten all over the place. I just got back from Cheyenne, or actually Denver, and I got like 21 and a half driving to Denver, and that's like 75, 80 miles an hour on Nebraska, then on Wyoming roads, uphill. So I feel pretty good about that, because it's quite a drive. But I got the 12-inch screen here, which has been fantastic. Love this screen. It does reset every once in a while, which is kind of unfortunate, but it does work out pretty well when you go through the things. I do have the features, like I have the Pro Power on board, 7.2 kilowatt, zone lighting, huge fan of that. Been a big fan of that. Digital owner's manual, and then the Power Flow, which is showing you what's going on. Why is the engine running? If it's on, if it's cold, if it's hot, why is it idling? The controls here, I have the HVAC system, and I have the locking rear differential, push button 4-wheel drive, trailer brake gain, heated seats, and these are the cloth seats. And I've been really happy with these cloth seats. I know a lot of people were surprised at a $57,000 truck that has cloth seats, but I'm a big fan of these cloth seats. I think they're more comfortable than leather has been. I think they've heat is great. I've never been too hot with these seats, and they're pretty easy to kind of wipe off, so I really don't have any concerns there in the seats at all. Have the B&O sound system, and which has been great. It's a great sound system, no problems there. And yeah, the front cameras, so just a lot of good stuff. The 360-degree camera. I do have the big panoramic moonroof and sunroof, what are they calling these things these days? I'm gonna leave it closed because I don't want too much glare on the video. I'll get out here in a minute. I'll kind of walk you around the truck, and I'll show you the antimatter blue exterior. This is a chrome package, and I'll put the sales sticker up on the screen too, so you can check that one out. And I was very fortunate to get this truck. Very fortunate Ford was able to get this through. They kind of had a stockpile of trucks, and I was very fortunate. And so I've been really appreciative of being this truck. I've done, I thought I was going to do like 15 videos or so, and I have done 32, I think, by the count of this one. There's just so much to talk about. Oh, there's the Pro trailer hook up there, and double glove box. Just a lot of stuff. And there's a sticker now for the back for this. There's a sticker, and there's also a box. So either one will be what you want to use with that. So, like I said, I've been really happy with this truck. We've done camping, we've done long distance driving with it, and my only knocks have been that they're gonna work on the A-pillar. There's a little bit of sound there when they get it, and the rust underneath the differential. It's cosmetic. I appreciate that, but it is just a little disappointing to have rust on a brand new truck already. I only have 6,800 miles on it, so that's why. So that's a truck. Why I bought it was, if you've missed all the videos about that, was honestly, I had a tax problem. I owed a lot of money, and there's a lot of YouTubers that do the exact same thing I do. They would buy a truck for a year, have a tax write-off, do a bunch of videos on the truck, and then sell it. And that's exactly what I've done. Is I had it for tax write-offs. I did a bunch of comparison videos, did a bunch of videos on it, and now with the 2022s coming out and the new trucks coming out, and I have a assortment of new vehicles coming to drive. I'll be doubled up here for a while for press loans, and I have loans all the way through. My 62 should be done from a dealer, from getting some work done on them. So I don't have a need for this truck anymore. I'm a journalist. I've run out of ideas. I'd love to keep it. It's been a good truck, but it's time to kind of save my cash and buy the new truck when it comes out. Now, the reason I bought this truck was it was the latest, greatest, newest. I would love to buy a variety of different trucks, but for a business standpoint, it makes a lot more sense for me to buy the latest, greatest, newest, and it makes a lot of sense for me to buy the first year model, because that way you guys get to see how the first year does along with me. So you get to see the first almost 7,000 miles in this truck, as long as I've done the videos on it. So I think that's really important too. A lot of people seem to miss that. Like, there's a rule of thumb about not buying first model year of trucks or whatever, but I didn't have any of those concerns at all. Recalls, I think I've had a couple. There's been one over-the-air update, and there's been one they did the windshield, and they did something else before I picked it up. So not a big deal. I just waited for my recall to get my oil changed and did them both at once. I did an oil change and I did an oil analysis, going to see what the oil was like. So that was kind of my whys for buying it. Had a tax reason. I had the need. I also had the need as a journalist to do a full year review. I've never owned a Ford before, and I really wanted to buy a Ford. I wanted to go through the experience of buying a Ford. I wanted to know what 302A high package was. I wanted to understand terminology, and I wanted just to understand the brand better. And this is a great way for me as a journalist to do it, was to buy a truck, right? Makes total sense. So that was kind of my why on that kind of features. Why am I selling? I talked about time to move on. And so there's a couple ways to sell, right? So I could do privately, I could do to a dealer, I could do to Vroom and Carvana, and I explored all those options. So a couple things is that the Blue Book value on this private sale was like 56 to 58, somewhere in that range, 62 maybe if I was in a hot market. And then from a trade-in standpoint, it was like 52 to 54 was kind of in that range. So really, private sale, I could have made a couple $1,000s more. I chose not to go that route, and there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, I just don't believe in the area I live. There's a bunch of people that are buying these expensive trucks. I just don't live in a big metropolitan city, so I was concerned about selling it privately. I also, I'm on traveling pretty soon. Business picking up, I'll be on the road. I don't want to have this sitting around for sale sign. People talk to my wife about it. I didn't want to deal with all that kind of garbage. So it's okay to give up a few $1,000s because I don't have the need. I don't have to make that much money on this truck. So I kind of decided not to go the private sale route. I just decided it would be a lot simpler to get rid of it to a dealer or to Vroom or whatever. So I reached out to Carvana, Vroom, AutoNation Denver, which is a huge dealerships down there, and a local dealer here in town. Carvana came back and said $47,000. Vroom came back and said $50,500, and AutoNation came back to $51,000. And dealer in town offered me $53,500. So I was like, I'm going with the guy in town because I can just drive it over today. I can drop it off. He can give me a ride home. It's fantastic, and I like the guy. So a good relationship with the guy is always important to me too. So a lot of factors involved there, but I just was like, you know what? 53.5 makes sense. It's also today's Monday. My next loan payment's due on Wednesday, and I don't want to make that loan payment of $900. So I thought there's another savings there too. And so ultimately, when I sell this, I'm going to walk away with about $2,500 in cash, even after making all those payments. So basically, sticker was 57. With taxes, I was probably 62. I'm going to walk. So there's a difference there between 53.5 and 62 of about, say $8,500. I'm going to walk away $2,500, so that brings that down to $6,000. I'm not going to make the next truck payment, which is about $900, so say $5,000. So say I've lost $5,000 having this for 8 months. However, I didn't pay any taxes last year, which would have easily been between $6,000 to $8,000, somewhere in that range. So I basically broke even by having this for that long, just on taxes and just on the purchase. And then this is 32 videos on this truck, and let's just say the revenues from those videos, I'm not concerned at all about losing any money. It's been great. The channel's done really well. I've done well by buying this truck, so I'm not concerned about that at all. So for my business and my business needs, this has been a great purchase. You guys have been with me along the journey. You've learned a lot along with I have. I've made mistakes. I've done better videos. I've learned a lot about this, which is great. And it's a great business experience and a great experience for me overall as a journalist to buy this truck. And like I said, I didn't lose any money. I didn't lose a dime on this truck at all. Now, and real quick, the questions always come up. Would I buy this again? Yeah, I'd buy it again. My buying reasons for buying this truck and the reason I'm selling it and how I'm doing the business, don't ever do this. As a consumer standpoint, it makes no sense. It just happens to be in my particular business, as I'm particularly using a truck, with everything going on, it just happened to make sense for me. But again, this is not something that's typical. This is not something I planned on doing. This is a weird experience for me, buying a new truck, and it only works for me. And so my plan is I'm going to have now August, September, October, November, December with no payments. I'm going to, get myself credit score even better, pay off more bills, and be ready for the next Tundra when it comes out. So the 2022 Toyota Tundra is probably what I'm going to end up buying. I won't be around the end of the year, so I'm hoping to have it sometime mid-December. If not, I'll be going to town and buying something else. Just because I'm going to have to. From a tax standpoint, I'm going to need to absorb some of the income gained on this truck by selling it and buying it and all kind of stuff fully, because I depreciated it, because the tax law in 2018 changed where I can depreciate full 100% depreciation the first year. We didn't do the 100%, but I depreciated a good portion of this truck last year. So when I go to sell it, I'm going to have some income gained, and so I'll take that and I'll buy a new truck and I'll depreciate that truck as much to offset taxes. So that's what's going to happen with that. I've already talked to my accountant, that kind of stuff. Tax law is changing, and basically I'm just going to make some ordinary income on this truck, and it's going to change with depreciating more. So at some point I'll pay taxes. But for right now, from a business standpoint and from what I did with this truck, all the fun we had with this truck, it's a great experience. So, hey, check out the other videos over here. There's a whole assortment of videos on this truck. Website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.